Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrian. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm recording this on December 1st, and I just feel such a fresh new energy in the air. Maybe, a Saturn station direct, so it's been almost 5 months of backward motion with Saturn energy, which is disciplinarian, like long-term vision, planning structure. So, like, a lot of delays and upgrades in structure, long-term structure the past 5 months. And then Mercury was in retrograde. And I also, just at a personal note, I had my grandpa, Bruce Lee, if you want to learn more about his passing and everything that meant for my life and this work and everything. Go to the episode My Grandpa's Death, The Veil. I can't remember what it's called. The Unseen Realm, something like that. But we had his funeral service over the weekend, and it was very on point for Saturn stationing direct. It was like, Saturn is a father figure. He was like, on my dad's side, and obviously a masculine frequency. And all of this to say that a lot of energy has shifted, like, in the past however many days since I shared the last podcast. And the beginning of December feels very, very fresh, very, very new. And I'm really excited to record today's podcast and share with you. I've been getting a lot of information in my oracle, noticing a lot of patterns, like, okay, about 2026. And the first thing I want to say is that I really just want to share the best way to have an amazing 2026 is to finish out 2025 really, really, really strong. There is I guess, like, I don't know, there's a vibe in December where a lot of people just coast, where they're like, oh, it's the holidays, it's this, it's that. Like, I'm just gonna let myself, quote unquote, relax. But this cannot be you. So let me just get really clear on who this podcast is for. Like, this podcast is for you if you really believe in dreams. You really believe in making your dreams reality. Your dream that is part of building a world we're proud of. It's your soul's desire, and it's your greatest gift to the world. It's your contribution. It's how you are going to raise the frequency of the planet in your unique way. Okay. You're not here for mediocrity. You're not here to do what most people do. You're here for greatness. You're here for your soul mission. You're here for elite results. My movement is New Earth Elite. This is New Earth Elite. It is the elite, advanced, powerful souls who dare to actually anchor New Earth. It's so exciting. It's so thrilling. It's very deep. It's potent. It's intimate. And when I think about how to thrive unconditionally in 2026, which is the title of this podcast, the first way is to finish out 2025 hella strong. Okay? A bunch of people ghost their dreams this time of year. A bunch of people will be like, oh, I'll wait till next year. It's like your whole life can change in radical, amazing, powerful ways in the next month when you decide that it can. Now, I'm going to be sharing some crazy stories and reflections on 2025 in an upcoming episode. However, what I really want you to just be increasingly viscerally aware of is that it does not need to take a long time. Time isn't real. when you operate in the quantum realm, when you operate with creator, when you operate with the stars, when you operate using your body as a portal, like all of the topics I channel on and everything I teach you and help you learn and live when you become my client is it doesn't need to take a long time. You don't need to do what most people do. Like all of that is just it's just chaos and distraction and noise that separates you from your soul purpose. Your soul purpose is to be happy. Your soul purpose is to be abundant. Your soul purpose is to be joyful, is to be free, it's to be making art. I truly believe and know in every bone of my body, if you are not making what feels like art to you, you will get physically ill because there's a life force that's within you that is literally dying, chomping at the bit to come through. And you've got to let it come through and let it come through in totally new ways. So, the first step for how to thrive unconditionally in 2026, you're going to finish out 2025 really, really, really strong and in momentum. And it's not about, okay, I'm not going to relax for the holidays or I'm not going to take time. No, like I already have a digital, like an extended digital detox planned. I'll be doing my solstice fast. First things first, before I get into this episode, if you are like, oh my gosh, I definitely want to thrive unconditionally in 2026, you should go to the link in the show notes. Literally pause this episode right now. If you're like, I'm like really feeling everything Adrian's saying. Like every time I join one of Adrian's programs, that's life changing. Like I will say that loud and proud. Like the people who join my containers and go all in change their life in really illogical ways, really magical, expansive quantum ways quicker than they ever thought possible. Okay, I have a formula. I have an ecosystem. I have have sauce. I have energy. Like there's a whole method formula to the madness. If you know you're like I want to thrive unconditionally in 2026, you've got to join 2026 calibration. So this is my immersion. It's a month-long immersion that's bridging the threshold between 2025 and 2026. So I'm going to be teaching you how to close up 2025 powerfully with real data for what worked, what didn't work. What are you taking forward? What are you leaving behind? Like all of these things for 2025. And then you're going to be learning the 2026 astrology. You're going to be learning like key dates to leverage. You're going to be attuning your body and coding your body to become the grounding place for miracles that is the energy that's coming in really, really quick and seismic and hot in 2026. So if this is you and you're like, I'm a hell yes, pause this episode, go to the link in the show notes and sign up for 2026 calibration. Literally, I'm so excited to start this. We're officially going to be starting the week of December 8th. Now I'm going to be dropping a bonus audios are going to start dropping at the full moon in Gemini. Why? Because it's an insane energetic event that's happening at the beginning of December. That's really, really, it's the final full moon in 2025. It's really, really, really important to understand it and use it well. So if this is you, sign up through the link in the show notes. Um, a few other things in the show notes, high proximity mentorship and my Paris retreat. So if you know you want to go deeper with me than just the calibration, especially if you've been a long time client, you already know the power of this work. Apply, lock in your space for either of those. You're automatically going to get 2026 calibration as part of it. So, yay. I'm so excited. Link is in the show notes. Okay. How to thrive unconditionally in 2026. Place your hand on your heart as you receive this podcast and just decide that it's going to change your life. We have an unscented white candle burning on the altar. We have a golden prism from Egypt on the altar, activating the golden timelines, the prosperity of Isis timelines. We have a red rose on the altar, bringing in the divine feminine, Mary Magdalene. And we have water just standing here because the element of water is going to be very, very important for you, for me, for all of us today, every day, for our bodies, and really going into 2026. So let's take one deep breath together to connect. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. How to thrive unconditionally in 2026. So, like I said, if you if you want to thrive unconditionally in 2026, it starts with finishing 2025 really, really strong. You cannot let yourself go off the rails, cannot let yourself coast. You've got to actually be leaning in more, okay? People like you cannot trash your body at the holidays with horrible food. You cannot get off on your habits. You cannot stop showing up for your dream. Like a lot of patterns are changing in terms of how we manifest, how we create things, how we make money. Like all of these things are shifting, changing in real time. You must be the one thing that doesn't change. Like you are constant, you are forever, you are unfuckwithable, and you are in momentum in December. Now, like I said, it's not like you're not going to enjoy the holidays. You're not going to lean into rest and recuperation or the solstice or anything like that. It is about you maintain your momentum. And here's the thing that a lot of people get wrong that you cannot if you're going to succeed, especially moving forward into 2026. Because what occurred was there was a very specific energetic frequency of the timeline between 2020 and 2025. Okay. And then 2026 and 2027 is its whole different ball game. 2025 to 2027 is a whole different ball game, right? So we're entering the second half of the ball game and it's getting really intense and new and fast. So a lot of people, they wait until the time when they want the result. Literally everything in your life is a reflection of your previous actions, thoughts, and states of your nervous system and beliefs. Everything in your life is a result of your past, right? Everything in your physical reality. Um, So if you want 2026 to be amazing, you've got to be making the having the thoughts, the actions, the beliefs, the quantum mastery, the nervous system, and using your body like all on lock now. Because then in 2026, when you look around and you have a new reality, you'll be like, oh, my reality is a reflection of my past. Like what I'm experiencing now in February, March, oh, this is because of what I did back in December. Like this is what and it's a classic excuse. Oh, I'll wait till tomorrow, wait till next year. Nope. That shit doesn't fly here. We don't do that. When you're immediate, creator's immediate. So, the first way to thrive unconditionally in 2026 is finish out 2025 with wild momentum. And obviously, you will do this in the 2026 calibration if you want to join us. Okay, so let's talk about what unconditionally means. Thriving means not surviving. Thriving means more than the bare minimum. Thriving means you are in radiant abundance of all kinds. Okay, radiant abundance in all forms. Happiness, wealth, health, fulfillment, relationships, your art. Now, what does unconditionally mean? It means literally no matter what. Something that I teach and embody and that I see time and time again is that people have conditions for their happiness. They're like, if I have this, then I'll be happy. If I have this, then I'll be free. And that's not really how it works. They live their life on do, be, have, and then it never do have. No, they live their life on have, do, be, and it doesn't work. What do I mean by that? Most people live based on their current circumstance. They're like, I have this, so therefore I do this. And then one day I'll become the thing that I want, but it never actually happens because they have the whole thing flipped around. It's a be, do, have. Unconditionally literally means no matter what. So when you receive these codes from this episode, you will be equipped with a key code of how to literally, no matter what circumstance arrives in 2026, which a lot is going to be thrown at us, and it's going to be thrown at us a lot quicker than 2025. 2025 was like very much, we started out with almost everything in retrograde. The energy didn't really start picking up fully until March. And then we had 3 months this summer that were really fast. And then everything kind of like came to a really big slowing down um in the energy. So unconditionally literally means no matter what. And you get to thrive unconditionally in 2026. 2026 is going to start out like I go listen to my episode on the immense energy portal from now till February if you want more on this. Um it's going to start out in like major cocoon rearrangement vibes, which by the way, you can still manifest in when you're in a yin phase. You know, it's winter in the northern hemisphere where I'm at right now. Um, you can absolutely manifest whatever you desire in any phase. Now, is it important to honor the energy and leverage the energy? Yes. So, can you manifest a lot while you are in cocoon vibes? Yes. And when mid-February hits, it's going to be an insane speed of energy. It'll be like if you're not in command of your thoughts, thoughts are going to start manifesting faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Meaning, if you are in the doom scroll, if you are in the chaos of the collective, if you are distracted, you will be manifesting chaos and pain and suffering and distraction instead of your dreams on repeat, repeat. To You've got to have command of your brain. You've got to have command of your mind. You've got to have command of your energetic field, your aura. So this is my, you know, list of things. I believe how many things? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. I have 15 things. So I'm gonna go through them. And I'm gonna hit on each one briefly, but this is my download for how to thrive unconditionally in 2026. The energy is going to shift in quantum ways. It's going to be completely new. And this is your key code for how. Now, knowing how doesn't mean you did it, right? So I say this a lot, and I really invite you, like, do not let yourself be inspired by this podcast for 2 days and then go back into the old habits. Like you've gotta, I don't care if you feel like you really crushed it and you're just doing amazing right now in 2025, or you feel like you really failed in 2025 and like it's not what you thought it would be at this point and you're like, "Oh my God." Like I don't care where you are or if you're in between there. Literally, you've got to do a lot of things different in 2026. And I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. However, this episode literally doesn't mean anything if you don't act on it. I can tell immediately before someone ever becomes my client, I can tell immediately if they're going to be successful is if they implement what they get for free. I'm like, oh, I can see from a mile away that person's going to be successful. And then I can also see from a mile away, oh, that person's not going to be successful because they're not moving, they're not implementing, they're not taking command and snagging opportunities, and leveraging opportunities, right? So here we go. Number one, how to thrive unconditionally in 2026. Those who are unbothered and undistracted will win. Okay. Unbothered. You've got to be unbothered by other people's opinions. You've got to be unbothered by the news. You've got to be unbothered by mass media. You've got to be unbothered by people's reactions to the ways that you live your life, people's reactions to your choices. Like you've got to be so keyed in and focused on you and creator in ways that you never have before because the noise is going to get louder, the distraction is going to get louder. Okay, if you're unbothered and undistracted, you cannot be scrolling in 2026. Literally, the amount of time that people just give away their dreams. If you think about it, one of my basketball coaches growing up used to say this. There's something in basketball called a turnover, right? It's when you lose control of the ball and the other team takes it, and then they take it and then they score on you, against you. So this is what I see happening again and again and again is with people and their phones and people with scrolling. It's literally like you took your deepest dream that you say matters to you more than anything and you just gave it away. You were just like, "Oh, my dream that I say matters so much. Oh, I'm just gonna give it away." And let all of these other energies of fear and doubt and panic and mania to control my life. Like that's what happens when you're distracted, especially when you're scrolling, because when you're scrolling, you're not just distracted. You are being programmed to live in fear. Like it's in like and not all content is bad, right? Like there's very inspirational content. Is it possible to consume social media and to scroll intentionally, wisely? Yes. Is it extremely difficult? Yes. Because there's science that leverages your brain against you to go into a reactive mode. So, number one, those who are unbothered and undistracted will win. You will advance your dream while most people go in the opposite direction, okay? Number two, there's going to be even more importance on art and in-person experiences. So, with the acceleration of AI and everything, like I think people are really going to start valuing art more, like live concerts, like making your own art, like doing a lot of things, quote unquote, analog, things without a screen. Now, I've been on this train for a while. However, what I really see is it's going to become like a luxury. It's going to become like more luxury than it already is, and doing things in person, right? And I've experienced this with my own work, my own fun, and also the stuff I do with my clients. So whether it's me leading retreat or doing one-on-one VIP activations all over the world, or it's me going on retreats or going and seeing my having things with my mentor in person or going on trips or prioritizing like in-person time with people that I love, there's going to be even more importance on that. You've got to place more importance and priority on that. Okay. Number three, the fusion of daily. So this is in terms of mentorship and teaching. Now, if you listen to this podcast, you love to learn. You like, I guarantee you're not new to the coaching healing space. And if you are, welcome. But it's an ancient code to receive mentorship. If you want to get good at literally anything in your life, if you want to, like, whether it's health, whether it's a meditation, whether it is building a business, whether it's, I mean, what I do is spiritual mentorship where I hit every angle of you through the lens of your new earth leadership. So I work with mavericks, I work with the elite, like people making extremely huge dreams and making an extremely huge positive impact on the planet. And it comes in different forms for everyone, right? But the fusion of daily, like the fusion of daily long-term mentorship, like digitally paired with in person. So I would say getting in person for mentorship or events or all of that, like I would say at least quarterly. I've been starting to do my 2025 annual review, and I was like, I was in person at least once a month for my own spiritual growth all over the world in 2025. And that is why I grew so fast. That's a huge reason why I grew so fast. Because there are things that they literally cannot happen on a screen. So, and in between, I was obviously in my mastermind, working with my one-on-one like coaches, like healer, like all of these things, but it's the fusion of both. I think that there's going to be even more focus on in person because people want in person. I want in person. I went on my own retreats, and it's like it's got to be both though. The in person is like the big feast, and it's like the big dance, right? It's the big thing. It literally, you can change your whole identity and collapse time like 100x in one weekend. And then the daily support and mentorship, it keeps you in the pocket. It keeps you in the zone, in the daily mundane, right? Oh, you're like, oh, I went on to this great event, and like, holy shit, now I've got to implement this, and like my family's having this reaction, and oh my gosh, I have this fear about money coming up, and it's like, yeah, you've got to have the daily support too. Like the fusion is what's going to carry you. It's not about only digital, it's not about only in person. It's about both, okay? And that's something that you will you'll thrive if you do that. Okay. Number four, digital detox will no longer be a nice to have. It'll become absolute necessity. What do I mean by this? I've been a digital detox evangelist for 7 years. I've taken a sacred Saturday. This was before I ever became a Kabbalist. This was before I even knew what Shabbat was, but I just saw the writing on the wall, and I was like, I'm going to give myself a day, 24 hours at least, every single week of no social media and no tech because I saw the writing on the wall. And I was like, I am not going to be one of those people that loses their art, that loses their soul, that gets distracted, that's numb. Like, no, I will be fully present, and I don't care if people can have whatever reactions they want. Like, I will unplug and the world will not end. Um, what I see for 2026, I think people are going to start getting physically ill from technology, from scrolling, from not unplugging, from being disconnected from the earth. And I've said it, it's like digital detox is not a want, it's a need. Breath work, in my opinion, is not a want, it's a need. It's literally your ability to feel safe in your own body. It's literally your ability to access 95% of your potential that lives dormant in your DNA waiting for you to unlock it. Like to me, that's not a want. That's a fundamental need. So really, if you're not implementing digital detox as a lifestyle, you will not thrive unconditionally in 2026. You will get swept up in chaos, mediocrity, distraction, all the things. Okay, number five. It's a 1 year. 2026 is a 1 year. So it's a new beginning. You cannot allow the same patterns, the same people, the same bullshit from yourself. This is like real talk with Adrian time. Like, you've got to get really real with yourself. And there's something that I teach in manifestation to my clients. And I've mentioned it a couple times on this podcast. It's the snap, crackle, pop. That's what I teach for manifestation. It literally works every single time. And here's the thing, most people say that they snapped and they never actually snapped. You've got to get to a point with because whatever you don't change, you're choosing. I guarantee you're listening to this and there's at least one part of life where you've been seeking a big change for a long time and it's not quite here yet. Okay. And I have these too because we're always growing and evolving. Like a core value of this network, what we're doing, this movement is growth. We have an insatiable appetite for growth that most people will never understand, and that's fine. It's not for everyone. And I've gotten a lot bolder about that, especially in the past few months, about this work is not for everyone. It's for the people who are fully, relentlessly committed to their soul mission, no matter what. And so there's likely you haven't snapped yet. You've got to be in such a state with yourself that you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm done with that. It's just done. And you just flip a switch. You just flip a switch and it's just done and you never go back. Like if you and there's a low key vibe of being annoyed with yourself at this point. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Where you just look at yourself and you're just like deeply annoyed with your own bullshit. You're like, I know this and I'm still not doing it. Why is that? Like, you've got to snap. If you never snap, then you never get to crackle. And crackle's the fun, magical part where you just take insane amounts of scary, audacious action. And you're just totally in the creation flow with creator. And by the way, it takes a while for not a while, but like you've got to crackle for a bit for for your reality to shift, right? Um, you've got to snap and you've got to just delete things. There are people that you have outgrown. There are ways of being you've outgrown. There are old income streams you've outgrown. There's a lot you've outgrown, and you've got to move forward for real into the new. Otherwise, you're going to be taking all of that gunk from the past 9 year, 10-year cycle into your quote unquote new beginning, which won't be a new beginning because you'll be taking old energy. So one thing for me, it's just like it's a small thing, but I noticed like there's still clothes in my closet that I used to wear when I lived in Chicago. And I was like, why do I even have this? Like I look at it and I'm not even that person at all anymore. I'm like, why do I have this? This makes no sense. And so I'm going to donate literally all of that. Like I think like you think I'm a minimalist because I sold everything I owned and have been a nomad for 2 years. I still have stuff. I have a lot less than most people. However, I have too much. So I'm going to be doing that. But you can't allow the same people patterns into your new era, your new phase. Like it literally cannot be. So yeah. Number 6, audacity on repeat. 10x is easier than 2x. Every single goal you have, I want you to triple it, quadruple it, 10x it. One of the key things I did in 2025 that has made me successful and honestly allowed me to move through some of the most challenging parts of my life ever is 10xing my goals. Because when you just try to double something, when you choose a realistic goal, first of all, creator's not impressed. And creator's like, meh, you're not impressed. You actually don't care about it. You actually want the biggest thing. You don't need to take a step ladder there, by the way. You can just go there. You can just have it now, right? You can just decide and do it now. There's a lot of competition for mediocrity. A lot of people are going for the quote unquote realistic. There's a lot of chaos there. There's a lot of noise there. If you want a wide open lane with zero interference and ease, and it also requires you to have like you literally cannot have the same identity if you're going to 10x. You've got to read the book 10x is easier than 2x, by the way, by Benjamin Hardy, but audacity on repeat. You've got to 10x your goals and hold the line and not accept anything less and take audacious action on repeat, repeat, repeat if you want to thrive in 2026. Okay, I'm going to sprinkle in some astrology now to back some of this up. So, number 6, you've got to become the vortex of transformation or you're going to get swept up. Neptune and Saturn are going to re-enter Aries, which is cardinal fire, which starts the whole damn zodiac. Uranus is going to re-enter Gemini. Gemini is mutable air. It's extremely quick. That quick energy from summer 2025 was very coded with Uranus and Gemini, okay? Think about it. We have two of the major outer planets entering Aries, which is cardinal fire, which is extremely fast, hot, and then mutable air. So think about a huge blazing fire that you just blow a tornado on. That's the energy of a lot of 2026. And so either you are going to be the tornado of transformation on your terms, and you're going to take that fire and become the vortex of wild magic, or you're going to get swept up in that with the collective. So you've got to become the vortex of transformation for yourself. Okay. Number 7, your deepest healing and abundance will start with your body and Mother Earth. Okay. This isn't new, but this is just stuff I feel called to double click on right now. Here's the astrology behind it. Chiron is going to enter Aries. The past 7 years, we've had Chiron is going to enter Taurus. Excuse me. I'm so used to saying Chiron and Aries because it's been there for years and years. Uranus has been in Taurus for the past 7 years, bringing shock, upheaval, change, and revolution. Now Chiron is going to be there. Chiron is the wounded healer. So our deepest wounds are the portals to our deepest medicine when we are willing to become the alchemist, right? So the part of your life that has just gone through major shock, upheaval, change, and revolution is now going to have healing balm on it. It's going to come by way of pain, though. The wounded healer. So, Taurus is the earth. Taurus is the body. Taurus is the 5 earthly senses. Like, this is where we're really going to have a chance to heal ourselves in our bodies, which is our earthly home, and then heal with Mother Earth and come back into right relationship with Mother Earth. And so, like, if you're listening to this episode, you're here to be incredibly wealthy. You're here to be incredibly wealthy, have a lot of cash, channel that cash to pour into yourself, to pour into the world. That has got to come from your body, the wisdom of your body, the wisdom of the divine feminine, and literally in deep resonance and alignment with Mother Earth. It cannot be any other way. Like our deepest healing and abundance, because Taurus also rules wealth. There's going to be insane healing magnitude opened for your wealth if you go to your body, if you go to Mother Earth. If you get caught on the merry-go-round of all of the matrix stuff, you will not access Chiron entering Taurus. You will not have deep healing. You will not have abundance that sustains, right? It's regenerative. It's sustaining. It's lasting, right? It'll be quick hit cash and then it will disappear because that's how the instant gratification matrix works. We don't do that. We choose the long-term blessing for New Earth, right? Okay, number 8 is related to the nodes, okay? The North Node and South Node are going to shift to North Node in Aquarius, South Node in Leo, okay? This is incredibly potent for your power because the eclipses, the North Node eclipses, which are activating you into your highest destiny path and activating the whole collective into the highest destiny path, are going to be in the same sign as Pluto. Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth, power, and transformation, okay? I've been deeply mentoring with Pluto for the past 2 years because Pluto has been sitting right on top of my Saturn in Aquarius, okay? So your ability to innovate and unhook from the matrix is a make or break for your impact and the collective. Aquarius is innovation. Aquarius is the collective. Aquarius is the the neutral gaze, the data lens. It's the mad scientist vibe and unhooking. You've got to unhook from everything you thought, every system that you relied on. You've got to just unhook and claim your ultimate power through innovation. That's what it is with the nodes. Like if you like even having one if you're relying on anything besides creator and your soul, that shit is going to shatter in a painful way. You've got to take command and innovate and unhook to make your impact. Okay, number 9, there's a massive opportunity for those who can be energetic ninjas. And I've been saying this throughout the episode, but like you've got to be an energetic ninja. You've got to be an energetic ninja. What does that mean? It means you can see the acceleration of chaos and darkness on the planet and not be impacted by it and not be swept up in it. And you're like, oh yeah, that's literally, it's going to be split realities on our planet. It's going to be people who are trapped in the old, and then it's going to be people who choose the heaven on earth frequency, the heaven on earth ascension path. Like, and there will always be, everybody can always use their free will to tap into the light. However, like if you're going to thrive unconditionally, like think, think like COVID times 100 for like potential things that could occur in 2026 and 2027. If you're not an energetic ninja of having command of your nervous system, your energetic field, your mind, your actions, what you believe, what like if you are tapped into limitless possibility and abundance and truth each day and in the God zone each day, or you get swept into chaos, that it's energetic unseen mastery. That's the only way you'll thrive. Okay. Number 9, use AI. People have a lot of interesting opinions on AI. Use AI. Use AI to make your life easier. Don't use AI to think for you. Don't use AI to outsource your power. Don't use AI to make decisions for yourself. What's the greatest AI? Ancient intelligence. What is that? Your intuition, your body, the ancient codes, how to feed yourself, right? That's why I'm so holy habits is like you've got to be on that train. If you're not using AI, you're going to be wasting time. You're going to be swept in the dust. Okay? Think about AI as part of Atlantis coming back. Okay? And we get to use it to advance the light, all right? It's just like anything else. It reflects the consciousness of the person who uses it, right? So use AI. I lost track of what the numbers are. 10, 11, 12. I don't know. Okay. Next one. Create foundations on your terms for unconditional liberation. So in 2026, you've got to be laying the stable foundations for your liberation. How are you liberated outside any system, outside any structure? How can you set up your business? How can you set up your relationships? How can you set up your home? How can you set up your lifestyle? How can you set up your art? How can you set up your health? Like you've got to be creating foundations that don't rely on the outdated structures, that don't rely on the matrix, that don't rely on like make it unconditional. Like you are the safest bet, right? What's the other safe bet? Mother Earth. The safe bet is creator, right? But like if you're not laying down the foundations for freedom, and I'm specifically hearing right now financial freedom, when the rug gets fully pulled out in 2027 into the whole new energetic ball game, you will be deeply disturbed and disoriented and unprepared, and it'll be your responsibility. I mean, it's always our responsibility, but like, especially if you're listening to this podcast, like, You know the energy, and if you don't move on this, if you don't use the next year to create insane financial stability for yourself, with Creator, then, you know, you're responsible for the consequences of that. So it's time to create foundations on your terms so you can actually be liberated, right? Okay. Next one. You've got to deepen your spiritual study and mastery. So, studying the stars, like everything we're doing in 2026 calibration. If you're not already signed up for that after this episode, like literally, what are you doing? It's going to be so fun. It's going to be so magical. It's going to be so useful and practical. And you're going to be able to look back on our transmissions all year about, oh, this is when the stars are doing this. This is an ideal time for this. Oh, like and the breath work alone is worth the investment. It's like insane. So link in the show notes. Um, you've got to, it's returning to that spiritual study. And like I've been pulling the hermit card a lot. Like you've got to go within. You've got to get really good with being alone. You've got to get really good with your own company. It's not about being alone, like, oh, I'm not going to date or I'm not going to have friends or any of that. But it's like you've got to be alone with your own thoughts and receive your own downloads and have your own access point to your intuition that is unfuckwithable and have spiritual study and mastery, right? There are spiritual energetic skill sets that you must master in 2026 to thrive unconditionally. One of them I've mentioned a few times, but like telepathic messages, there will be a time in 2026, I've seen it through my third eye, multiple other oracles that I trust and respect, a lot of them projectors, have seen through their third eye. And why does being a projector matter? I'm a projector in human design. Um, Projectors are here to guide the collective. We don't get paid for what we do, we get paid for what we see. An aligned projector, right? Um, it's not, by the way, the whole trading time for money thing is not New Earth. Nobody should be doing that, no matter what your human design is. Especially projectors, because our energy is so precious and finite. We don't have motors in our body. We are designed to see things. And what we see collapses time for people. It's like I was in a session with a client, and one session with them, they they found the root cause of a lifelong chronic health issue. Two, they had a new revelation that led to over $1 million in new revenue in literally one coaching call with me. Why? Because first of all, I'm really good at what I do and I care about it a lot. And second of all, like I can see. Now, I could go on and on about human design. I'm not going to go into that. However, it is notable that other projectors have seen this through their third eye as well. There's going to be a time in 2026 where literally all power gets turned off by players on the earthly plane, okay? The internet will be down. The banks will be down. Like, we will be like, oh, wow, I guess I'm living off the land. I guess I'm gonna walk to my neighbors and see what we can trade. Because literally the banks will be down. Like, if you have cash, cool, but like, you won't be able to use your phone. It'll all be down. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying this to scare you, but like, if you're not able to send telepathic messages while things are down, like, you've got to have that mastered. That's why I'm opening New Earth Elite, Maverick, Mystery School. The Dior Mystery School for Spiritual Royalty. If you want to spend all of 2026 in spiritual mastery with me, learning, health, wealth, healthy, wealthy, happy, and free, those are the quadrants. Apply through the link in the show notes. We're starting at the new moon in Capricorn in January. Of course, it includes the 2026 calibration, but you've got to deepen your spiritual study and mastery. Healing is not enough. Healing is not enough. And I see a lot of people, they're addicted to quote unquote healing and they're not studying, they're not gaining knowledge, and they're not mastering skill sets. That you will totally faceplant in 2026 if you don't get in the mastery game beyond healing. Okay, next thing, you've got to increase your energetic standards and capacity. So the energetic battles happening on our plane right now during this ascension process are going to get more intense. They're going to get way, way, way quicker and accelerated. You've got to raise your standards for literally every single part of life, every single energy that you interface with. I've recently been having, so just one example, there are certain people that I would never, ever, 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 not even if someone paid me a lot of money, be in a room with, that I was in a room with at my grandfather's funeral, because they are relatives of mine. And when I tell you the amount of energetic protection I put up before, but even when I was in the room with certain people, my body broke out in hives because I just literally, like, I can feel it. And this is my shamanism. This is also just my mastery. And it's my prayer that you get to this point too, that like your body will have a physical reaction to things that are literally like you cannot be around. Like like it's just such a mismatch in the energy, that you just are not around it. You don't attract it, like you don't, none of it, but you've got to raise your standards even higher, even higher, even higher, even higher. You know what I'm saying? You've got to set bigger goals. You've got to raise your standards. What are your energetic standards for yourself? Do you have energetic standards for the boundaries of what you do for yourself? Do you follow through on what you say you're going to do? Like, what do you put in your body? Like, all of these things, but you really got to raise your standards and your capacity to hold energy, because a lot of energy is coming in 2026, and it's seismic and it's fast. Think about it like you're, if you're a hose, you're like, and a bunch of water's about to come in. You've got to make sure there's no kinks in the hose. Maybe you want to widen the aperture of the hose so it's a wider pathway for all of this force to come in. You've got to increase your standards and expand your capacity. And it's not complicated, it's very simple, right? And here's the thing about all of this, most people won't do a lot of this. But good thing you're not most people, right? Good thing you're not most people. Okay, last thing, you've got to trust the unseen more than the seen. Your life, like I was saying in the beginning, this is coming full circle for this episode. Your life must be a memory of the future. If your life does not consistently feel like you are grabbing the future that you desire and pulling it toward you with precision, with speed, with joy, with delight, if everything in your reality is not something you once prayed for, if your life does not feel like a memory of the future, something is off. You're not living your dharma. You're not living your destiny. You're not living your potential. And even if you already feel like you are doing those things, there is so much more for you in 2026. And 2026 is calling something completely different from you, from me, from all of us, to birth our dreams and to birth a new paradigm on our planet in this final year before we truly shift in 2027. So that is this episode. I love you so much. It's such an exciting time. Remember that the first way to thrive unconditionally in 2026 is to finish 2025 proud and strong. I don't care if you haven't done one damn thing you're proud of until you listen to this episode. If you take the next month and you go full tilt and you join the 2026 calibration, you can wake up on January 1st, 2026, incredibly proud of yourself, in momentum, already decided that you will thrive unconditionally in 2026. So Yeah, it's an amazing time to be alive. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for this community. Reminders about how you can get into this work with me. Obviously, 2026 calibration is in the show notes. We're starting December 8th. First audio's dropping with the full moon in Gemini. So come play with us. It's going to be magnificent. I'm really grateful and excited to be leading it. Paris retreat is in February 2026. If you know you want to get in person with me, if you know you're here to be activated in the Magdalena codes, Mary Magdalene, divine feminine, wealth coding, womb coding, abundance, like all of this in February. The link to apply is in the show notes. And lastly, if you want to work with me long term, one-on-one Lux and the Maverick Mystery School are open for enrollment. Apply through the link in the show notes. These spaces are for you if you're in it for the long game, if you're in it for healing, knowledge, and skill, if you want to be healthy, wealthy, happy, and free, stewarding your vision for your destiny, for divinity in 2026. If you're turning the dial all the way up and you want to do it from the ancient codes, infuse your oracle with high performance, this is the space for you. Like, it's insane the amount of opportunity. And it's insane how expensive it is to not get into this work. Like, I couldn't be more excited and I couldn't be more grateful. And 2026 is going to be absolutely amazing. In New Earth Elite, we are going to thrive unconditionally. So, links to everything are in the show notes. Take action. Let me know um, how this episode landed. And I will see you next time. Be the change, be the light, be the real you. Make a stranger smile. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.